Hello and welcome to Soul Elevation, guiding your ascension to new heights. I'm your host, Kara Goodwin. I'm excited to be here with you on Monday, December 22nd. We are just going to have to see how this goes. I'm struggling a bit. If you're watching the video, you can probably see that I don't feel great and I get these coughing fits. And I'm hoping that I can continue on for a few minutes just to share something today. We'll see how we go. Um, I want to talk about the collective shadow and what that has to do with your personal ascension, your personal spiritual growth. Because when we are interested in growing spiritually, of course, we have things within ourselves that we need to clear out. We may have traumas, we may have um, memories, we may have behaviors and thoughts that are hurting us that we that we need to alchemize, let's say. And that's big work. But sorry. But as we go through our ascension process and we do those clearings, we do those healings, our nervous system begins to expand and heal. And it means that we can hold more. Our consciousness expands and our ability to affect the energy around us expands. And it keeps expanding the more that we heal, the more that we advance. It's like we expand out, but we also have a greater ability to affect change outside of ourselves. And that's where the opportunity comes in to affect the collective shadow. So, what do I mean by the collective shadow? These are the things that are happening underneath the surface of our ordinary reality that we don't have. This is where people talk about life as an illusion. One aspect of that is that we have this whole, you'll hear people talk about the matrix, that we have this whole construction of reality that is a human construct. And the truth is that it benefits a tiny, tiny fraction of the population at the expense of the masses. And this can sound fantastical. It can sound um, like I have to be, this is where I have to kind of dance a little bit and not directly use the words that then I want to be unseen here. And so I have to choose my words. But there are certain names that people get called when they try to bring certain truths that go against the mainstream narrative to light. And the thing is that these narratives can be easy to dismiss because they get ridiculed. There's a lot of concerted effort and even programs within the, you know, the more secretive aspects of our governing body, for example. Some of those three-letter organizations that are so famous for having different experiments, and these things come to light years later, things that they had a concentrated effort in ridiculing and put money towards and involved other major assets of human society, such as the media, such as corporate America, academia, science. So there's this big effort that it involves the major aspects of our society that are constructing reality in such a way that we unquestionably give our authority and our power, and we let them, what's the word I'm looking for here? We outsource our decision making based on what it is that they say is best for us. These could be legal things, these could be rules, these could be we want to go and have military action against a country. We want to support another country in their military action. But all of these things, if we're not questioning, we're just saying, oh, okay, well, if they think it's a good idea, I guess it's a good idea. But the thing is, there's a concerted effort to dumb us down, to keep us quiet, and to have this power. And there's a lot of greed behind it. There is so much money behind this. And so it can be easy to dismiss these things, but and it can also be easy to approach your spiritual development in a purely love and light way. And that can include the inability to really accept the fullness of the human experience. This can also be known as spiritual bypassing. So we want to be careful that we're not saying, well, because there are teachings out there that say, just focus on what it is you want, disregard the rest because you're going to energize it, you're going to draw it to you. But there really is, we have to wake up to what's happening because if we stay blind to it, it won't ever change. It won't ever change. And so we have to be brave and we have to be willing to look at the shadow aspects of the collective and to be curious about it. There is so much research. There are so many whistleblowers out there who have been on the inside, who have risked everything to share the truth from a personal perspective of what they have witnessed. And there's all kinds of programming through the media, through us just repeating it amongst ourselves. We program ourselves and then we share it with each other. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, those, you know, again, I don't want to try to fly under the radar here, but you get called names, but those are by people who are just saying, okay, well, whatever they're showing on the programming, on the big box, whatever they're telling me, that's what the truth is. And that is not true. There is so much evidence about the concerted effort to control your mind and your thinking through that big box and what they say on it. That those are not neutral facts. In fact, a lot of times they are outright lies. So if you are still in a place where you are saying, I'm going to believe whatever the big box tells me, whatever the papers tell me, whatever my neighbors tell me, and you're not willing to dig deeper, then it might not be time for you yet. You still may have some healing that needs to happen at the personal level, and that's okay. But know that you can't do that forever. You need to do your own healing. You need to expand your consciousness, expand your nervous system, be able to hold courageously more of the truth of reality. We need people to be able to wake up, to be willing to be courageous so that we can have more momentum, so that we know, more people know the truth of what's happening because history shows if it just stays under the surface, nothing changes. They just keep siphoning from us. And that is not freedom. I believe that we are here to to experience ourselves as souls in a human experience and that we are free. At the consciousness level, we are free. That's not the reality here in the human world right now, but it can be. And so it takes that courage, that willingness to be able to say, wait, something might be hidden from me? And am I courageous enough to be able to open myself to the truth of what that might be? Am I willing and able to be able to have my secure understanding of what reality is changed? And it can be painful, but it is a legitimate part of the spiritual awakening. Maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of people. Once they've done that fair amount of that healing within themselves, that development within themselves, then they can hold more of that collective energy and help to change it. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. It's really been such a joy and a blessing to be with you. And if you celebrate the Christmas season or Hanukkah, I hope that you have very happy holidays. And I'll see you next time. Bless you.